Jimmy and Crake graduated from Health Wiser High on a warm, humid day in February. The ceremony used to take place in June. The weather then used to be sunny and moderate, but June was now the wet season, all the way up the East Coast, and you couldn't have held an outdoor event then, what with the thunderstorms. Even early February was pushing it. They ducked a twister by only one day. Crake was top of the class. The bidding for him by the rival Edu compounds at the student auction was brisk, and he was snatched up at a high price by the Watson Crick Institute. Once a student there, and your future was assured. It was like going to Harvard had been back before it got drafted. Jimmy, on the other hand, was a mid-range student. Not his word scores, but a poor average in the numbers columns. Even those underwhelming math marks had been achieved with the help of Crake, who'd coached Jimmy weekends, taking time away from his own preparations.
Why are you doing this? You need to look at it differently. You have to get the beauty of it. It's like chess. Here, try this. See? See the pattern now? Now it becomes clear. Why help me out? Because I'm a sadist. I like to see you suffer. Anyway, I appreciate it.
He did appreciate it for several reasons, the best being that because Crake was known to be tutoring him, Jimmy's dad had no grounds for nagging. If Jimmy had been from a model school, or better, from one of those dump bins they called the public system, he'd have shone like a diamond in the drain. But the compound schools were awash in brilliant genes, none of which he inherited from his geeky, cat-hearted parents. So his talent shrank by comparison, nor had he been given any extra points for being funny. He was less funny now. Anyway, he'd lost interest in the general audience.
So what happened to your mom?
As for Crake's mother, she died the month before. It was an accident, or so went the story. She must have cut herself at the hospital, or scratched herself, or maybe she'd been careless and had taken her latex gloves off and had been touched on a raw spot by some patient who was a carrier. In any case, she picked up a hot bioform that had chewed through her like a solar melon. It was a transgenic staph, said some lab coat, mixed with a clever gene from the slime mold family, but by the time they pinned it down and started what they hoped would be effective treatment, she was in isolation and losing shape rapidly. Crake couldn't go in to see her, of course. Nobody could. Everything in there was done with robotic arms as in nuclear materials procedures, but he could watch her through the observation.
It was impressive. Froth was coming out from her mouth. Froth? Yeah. Have you ever put salt on a slug? No. Okay. So it's like when you brush your teeth. Be right back. Jimmy didn't understand how he could be so nihil about it. It was horrible, the thought of Crake watching his own mother dissolve like that. He himself wouldn't have been able to do it, but probably it was just an act. It was Crake preserving his dignity, because the alternative would have been losing it all.